Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman back with the game. We've got nolaks2 playing a split between Savage Tundra and Forglar Swamp, and then Nevenancer playing Iron Fist Stronghold Forsaken Waste split. And sorry there haven't been too many games recently. It's just I've been finding it hard to be entertained and get excited about the meta that we've got going, the cheapster bullshit everyone seems to be playing. I don't know, it's just watching the games, it never feels good. So it's just like, oh, but you know, Forglar Swamp, they deploy what, Boghopper Paladin. Oh wow, how original. And then oh what's that, a marsh song too. Daring today, aren't we? And yeah, it's just boring. So I've been taking on a little break, but here we've got hopefully none of that BS as before. Bloodbinder Count, Chilling Scale. These are some interesting champions. It looks like monks from Nolax. And then Nevenancer is bringing. I was assuming it was like a paralytic strike deck, because usually this split is about the Paralyze and Bane Blast, and I guess the new Magnus, which I haven't seen too much of in play, but I know he still has Paralytic Strike. Hopefully he will see some action this game. But yeah, for now, Bloodbinder Count just doing a Lance at the scale, font capturing. And Maleficia, again, I don't like this champion. I don't know why. Like, it's cheap. It's efficient enough, I guess. But, you know, Divert is a nice ability. I do enjoy Divert on Valdak over the other ones. But Maleficia, it never seems to pull her weight for me. Like, she's really squishy. Dark Healing is bugged, I think, which is why I never really saw much use. Like, it's on Serinda as well, which I tend to run just for Death Pact and shit. But yeah, Dark Healing is a little wonky, and then Censure, it has some utility as Laws of Life, but I don't know. It's just not my kind of champion. It doesn't do enough on the board to really warrant the cost. But I feel like we're maybe going to see a switch out here. Maleficia, after the Divert, can hop in that font, let Bloodbinder Count stay safe, and then Defiler Knight. Defiler Knight here has Vaporize, so no magical damage as of yet from Nolax. But I think you could probably make an argument that ST has like a huge advantage on this map. I've been on this map versus ST a lot. Even in splits, they have their Gale Force. You just Gale over the lava, and it's a real pain to avoid that. Forsaken Waste still has Dami Chasm, I believe, unless it was ninja changed under my nose while I was away. But here comes the Manacles from Nolax. I guess this is just to temporarily impede the Bloodbinder Count. I don't see it working towards a kill this turn. But once, you know, Silent Master gets into play here, he's gonna be quite a menace. He has logistics range, which is interesting. I think Scrapper, I believe, is the usual upgrade, but I feel like Logistics range could be pretty nice, because he gets up to 4 range, and then you allow for easier Fury procs. And then Monks, you have like Swift Current as well. Is Chilling Scale? Yeah, he is a Monk. Okay. I thought he was like a Ranger or something, but he is definitely Monk. He has that Fen Teachings ability, which, funny enough, has a different icon in the Rune Manager on the website as opposed to in-game. I don't know why that is. I guess because something in the back-end code just needs to update, or never was updated, you know. But Nolax, not one to be a bitch. He goes right in towards that Bloodbinder. I mean, it's risky, to be honest. Like, we're gonna see a Censure plus a double tap from Count, and then I wasn't gonna say Essence Drain, but I mean, Hammer Strike is just as good. The stun plus defense drop, that is definitely a kill by the Count. FWIS has a lot of really nasty single target spells. Both factions are kind of known for their like powerful single target. The Macadamize, however, was definitely overkill. You really didn't need that. You had the kill with just Bloodbinder. But okay, he's doing it anyway. I guess this kind of ruins the Nolax's Gale Force's opportunities, because the rock overwrites the lava, but that is an early kill from Nevenancer. And with the scale down, I mean, it's basically like it's 2v3, and Fury gets a lot less impactful the fewer champions you have. So Silent Master could probably contest. And see, if Silent Master had Strike or Scrapper here, he'd be a lot better suited to be in that font. But it looks like Leaf on the Wind is just going to hop in instead. Combat awareness here, I mean, I guess it stops like earthquake and shit, but there's not much that it's going to be doing in this 1v3. There's a halberd of Jathur in the back, providing some iron will to everybody. So no more Domicasm from Nevenancer, if you would happen to be running that. And there's a snow spinner. I was a little bit eager to get into this because I was like, ooh, FSST. Maybe he's running ST Snap Teeth, which is my patented deck that I haven't actually played on the channel yet, but it's basically Snap Teeth with snow support. ST has a lot of good support for champions that can attack many times. Stuff like Soul Frost, which unfortunately was nerfed under Rorschach's Dominion, but it pulls its weight on occasion. And then, Orb of Frostfall is really good with Snow Shroud. But the Snow Spinner here is being run at max upgrades. Wow, 77 Nora for this thing. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. A support champion that's like 80 Nora. I guess the Doctor sort of falls into that area as well, but the Doctor just has, in my opinion, better abilities. I mean, Invigorate 2 is great, but after the Snow Shroud nerfs and Quest Support Ally takes a while to get going, it doesn't seem worth it. I like the 69 Nora build with heal over in Big 2. But there's was that an Instill Panic getting that master? Oh, yeah, getting the Leaf on the Wind out of the font. No Distracted because of the Iron Will here, but it does get the stat drop, and I guess this does block, but see again, the Macadamize coming back to bite Nevenancer in the ass. The Farron Master can just walk over this lava and get in the font anyway. Okay, or, well, he figured that out. He figured out his situation, and Maleficia getting in the way. So that will be a secure font. I mean, there is Gale Force always to move the Defiler Knight, but that seems like a really expensive contest. If I were going to use a Gale here, I'd definitely try and go for a kill maybe. Like if you Gale the Defiler Knight this way into your Leaf on the Wind, and then Silent Master can get off 2 hits. Snow Spinner, of course, and then the stacking Sunder from the Farron Racial. Potentially lead to a kill is what I would be saying if I didn't completely forget about Vaporize. Haha, fooled ya. So that is definitely not going to happen. It's tough to say what, I mean, after that, like Instill Panic is a really great spell. Like it's just, I always love running it in my Iron Fist decks. There are so many times when you can get it, like you just need something out of the way, you need something moved, but you don't want to spend like 50 Nora on a relocation ability that you'd have to normally. But yeah, you can get plays like get a Warcry champion into the fight by instilling your own unit, and then getting a surprise AoE AP gain. But yeah, it's really cheap as well, so it feeds adaptive on your shit if you want. So there's the Cloak of Ice, and I guess he's just I guess Nolaks is just gonna settle for a kill on this Maleficia. Down she goes. I mean, she served her purpose here. Notably, Nolaks cannot contest because of the Iron Fist Stronghold font. So that will be Nevenancer's font. And is he in contest range? Yeah, he is with the Bloodbinder count. So he's going to have to watch his bottom font here. I would hope for a deploy. Ice Cloak is pretty cheap. It's like 20 Nora. So he should have... Oh, he deployed... Ooh, no. Okay, so he could have deployed at the font and saved the contest. But I feel like Nevenancer here is just going to run... right in there. Oh yeah, he has the manacles, so he has lower AP cap, so he didn't actually get it. I was thinking, oh yeah, 4 AP, 7 base speed. He would have had it if it weren't for the manacles. So yeah, that is... man, that's just sloppy commentating. But I mean, I figured, he had the AP to get in there. But I mean, he's still in a great position. Like he's going to ghost this Silent Master here, and that prevents all attacks. I really like cast Ghostly Visage. I like Ghostly Visage in general, to be honest. I think I would even maybe run it in like meta FW as just a clincher spell, because it has so much utility. Like you can cast it on enemies, like the spell version, not the ability, but the spell version too has a lot of utility. Like you cast it on something, preventing its attacks. It can't do anything because it's incorporeal, so can't do any damage. And then you can walk around it. Like you can use it to give mobility to your guys if they're like clogging up in the font, for example. But then you can also cast it on your own champions and just have your incorporeal dude sitting in a font for like, 6 turns or whatever. But, 35 Nora for that kind of effect is a little bit steep. I would maybe run it at 30. for that price. I think it might do to have some like utility with spirits as well, because spirits would definitely use that sort of spell. It's very thematic for them. But the bodyguard coming down here onto the count. And I guess Nevenancer here is just going to consolidate his advantage, going to deploy it mid. This time going for a contest of that bottom font, the Votary. And I guess we haven't seen any Paralyze shenanigans going down from Nevenancer. I figured we would see at least a Bloodbind with a Despoil, but he hasn't done it yet. Maybe just waiting for a good opportunity. It's a little risky because ST and FS both have really good cleanse. Cleansing Mist, Cleansing Storm, Blinding Reflection, you know. But Paragon, and I guess he has aid defense for monks, also camaraderie, which is neat, so he fits into both. I can't remember if he's getting any changes on in the next patch. I feel like I've seen him in the list somewhere for in the Laos section, because there are quite a few Laos monks actually, like the Cheetah Outrunner, and the other guy, the guy that nobody runs because he's so bad, as Heal Mass. But there are a few of them, and they fit into both pretty nicely, Laos as well as monks. I really hope they're not getting like Fen teachings or some shit. That would be really awkward for Laos. But here the Silent Master is just going to walk in. The Ghostly Visage is definitely a double-edged sword here for Nevenancer. The Master can't attack or anything, but I mean he can just threaten these fonts all day because Nevenancer has no real magic damage. He has no scary magic damage. But like he can contest here, he can threaten contest this back font, and then is that a Nora Pearls? Yeah, Nora Pearls going down somewhere. I think it's behind the shrine. Yeah, there it is. And a collective too. Okay, well it's a little late for the collective. But are these guys, I mean they're all monks, so why would you run the collective? And at least one, oh, it's race. Okay, so race only. So we got Farron. And he has quite a few Farron too though. He has Farron and Laos. That's basically it. And then the chilling scale that died earlier. So this is definitely a wacky deck here from Nolax. I like the idea behind it. I'd be curious to see what his deck is in full. If he's on the Discord, he'll probably post it at some point. But you see here, man, deploying those relics was a big tempo hit, and I feel like that Votary is just going to walk in. No, he's not going to walk in with the relic contest. All right, fair play to Nevenancer. He's just going to hit. And see, here's the dead magic zone that I was talking about. So Bloodbind can just... that's a nasty dead magic zone too. That paralyzes all three of these guys if Bloodbinder count just walks forward here. And I guess Death Guard can't really do much, but he's bodyguarding. He needs to get in bodyguard range, actually. But there's the bind, paralyzing everybody. So maybe Nolax... I would say he's like baiting a Cleansing Storm, but he's running Nora Pearls. So, that's not something I would expect from a Nora Pearls player. And, there is the Blood Magic. Blood Magic, of course, is loss of life, so it goes through the Paralyze, no problem. Defiler Knight is sort of blocked from contesting topside here, and ooh, there's the Stasis Field too. So, I mean, he fed into the Pearls, but I mean, with the 30 Nora that it costs, and I think Stasis Field is 40? So he gained 20 Nora from that. And didn't even pay off the Pearls just yet, so it's fine to do like one spell, just because your opponent spent 30, you can probably spend like one spell casting that and give them that much Nora back. But Stasis Field here going to keep everybody paralyzed for yet another turn after the initial Paralyze wears off. I mean, at this point, I'd kind of just contest his back font, yeah, with the Silent Master. Because, I mean, there's no way you're keeping control of mid, and there's nothing over here, so you can hit that banner from 4 spaces away. I would be really worried about these other guys. Like, if you don't run Cleansing Storm, you're kind of screwed, but Defiling Aura actually prevents that cleanse. So not even then would you be able to get away. Yeah, the chain CC here, probably going to wrap this game up, to be honest. All 3 of these guys are, like, basically dead after the Paralyzes go off. Blood Spear goes through one of them, and then Votary, they're not cursed, are they? No. But you can curse, and then, you know, Pain Curse and shit. Undead. So yeah, so he's going to get 2 hits, and then probably 2 hits more from the Defiler Knight on his next turn. But yeah, that's rough. There's really nothing you can do. Ooh, a Refute. what do we got? What is refuted here? Farron Master. Ooh, that's a rough one. So he's going to deploy another Master. The site we got the Silent Master, and then the Farron Master follow-up was refuted. So, I mean, there's some Nora refund action. Maybe he can deploy something else. He really needs something at the bottom font, but like all three of these champs are in major trouble right now. I don't know. I'd be if I were Nevenancer, I'd be a little okay. So he does deploy Argyle. Man, he had quite a bit of Nora. Okay, so he had Farron Master ready for the deploy, but Argyle coming out is pretty nice too. He can hit from range. He really does need some range here. Because the Votary is pretty squishy. What is all that crackling going on? Oh, that's Macadamize wearing off. Jeez. It's like every single space started crackling at once and was like, okay, audio overload. But Death Guard running back to defend that font, probably fine. I mean, we don't really need the bodyguard over here now that all of these guys are paralyzed. But yeah, the new Argyle, I think the new Argyle is pretty good. Like if you run him in Wizards, because he is a wizard, right, and not just a monk, you can get some major utility off of that thrust. He has Deflect as an upgrade, which I usually take over paralytic feedback. But then you get the cooldowns reduced, or you can just run him in, Psychic. He has a lot of places he can call home now. I think Frost Cone, I believe, shares this line, so you could do some major AoEs. You got a base damage buff. And then I think his defense got reduced a little bit. But the addition of Psychic Blast is nice because his equip gives Chilled 3 to everything that takes psychic damage. So, I mean, it's a little bit redundant, to be honest, with Chilling Discipline. But if you can get that AoE chill on everybody with the psychic attack, that's, it's some synergy that he didn't have before. But Leaf on the Wind going down to the Votary and the Count. Ooh, Votary has Dark March Blackstaff, so that gives him Corruption, which lets Nevenancer play around Paralyze. I don't really think he even needed that. Like, he could get the kill with Defiler Knight here just fine. But there's the Bane. Oh man, he missed. I guess he missed a kill on the Bane Beam because of combat awareness. But I guess he wanted the triple kill with the Bane Beam. That would have been fun to get for him. But he's gonna get the cleanup, and then I guess Defiler Knight can Relic contest the top. But he wants the globes instead. He could have gotten those globes with Bloodbinder. Does he really not have like a relic to get in there with? Come on, Nevenancer, you got that, right? You have like a Defiling Spinal. You should be running. Hondor Memorial maybe. Is Defiler Knight a knight? No, he's not a paladin. He kind of looks like he could be like an undead paladin. I mean, he's riding a ghost wolf, and we have paladins that ride other animals like other than horses. We've got the goat rider. Paladin Commander. Not goat as in greatest of all time, they're just like a literal mountain goat. That he's a pretty good champion, but yeah, I think Paladin maybe would not, it wouldn't really suit him because Knight is its own class, but seems like a Bloodbinder Count, and I mean, these guys are just gonna move on the shrine, I feel like. Like if Nevenancer doesn't really want that fun, like he could get in with Defiler Knight and then Count can move on the shrine, Votary can, hang around. But Nolax foresees that eventuality with the contest. His real only out here is the Silent Master, but at this point, like Count Logistics range is gone. Nevenancer has most of the fonts under his control. So it's basically Argyle and a Dream for Nolax. Yeah, the Dark March Blackstaff, so it gives Corruption to witches. And then Soul Tap, Spell Swallower. He's really only running that for the Corruption. But it's still a decent little equip. Soul Tapped, really in need of some nerfage. 10 turns of Soul Tap is a little bit nuts. That's 20 Nora you're gaining from just a passive attack ability. But yeah, I kind of wish that Dark March Blackstaff would become like a Timothy equip again, because it used to be his equip. There are a bunch of equips that used to be hero specific, like Chill Shard was Argyle's, and it would give him like Perseverance and other crazy stuff. But this one used to be Timmy's, and I can't remember what it gave him specifically. It might have been Corruption. It used to do Immunity Disease and Immunity Poison, and then it gave Timothy something specific that he was really lacking. But now it's sort of just like a witch-specific thing. And the Paralyze coming down. Oh, how do you like that, Nevenancer? Now you're the one getting paralyzed. Paralyzed by Argyle there. But I would still say Nevenancer has a strong lead in this game. Is that a gravity? Okay, so he's doing gravity flux onto the Argyle? What is he trying to do here? What are you up to, Nevenancer? And that actually, funny enough, that triggers Silent Master's Portal Watcher ability because Argyle got relocated. Yeah, like I don't. What's the game plan? Oh, what's the follow up? I guess he could maybe again relic contest the font. Yeah, I'm always waiting on that contest. Maybe it was a misclick. He doesn't seem to have any follow up. He just wanted Argyle. He just wanted Argyle to be a little bit closer. He had the Harbinger follow up. He was trying to calculate a kill. Okay, that makes sense. So he was going to deploy Harb and then like I don't know, Blood Spear plus Defiler Knight attack, but I guess he was off by a few damage. That's probably what he was trying to do. But yeah, Iron Fist Stronghold Harbinger. That's probably one of the least ran Harbingers. I mean, you could run it in like Angels, but it doesn't have. None of the Harbingers really need to be ran at all. They're just collection pieces you can put on your mantle at night. Kiss lovingly before bed. And the Silent Master getting knocked out of the font. I'd probably just go for the banner. Like, you got to take what you can get at this point if you're Nolaks. He has a Permafrost Obelisk too, so he's running both the spell seals. That is interesting. I kind of miss Permafrost Obelisk being a mainstay in Skeletons. I can't remember who it was, but there was this one player back in the day that would run STFW Skeletons and deploy double Permafrost Obelisk and just get a bunch of HP on their summons for free. And it was a neat concept that sadly does not work anymore because these are all Declement 1. And some of them really need like updates, like Permafrost Obelisk. The SP1 is not very good either. And the Underdepths one's kind of shit. Like the spell, those ones really need updates to better reflect the current power level of the game. But here we're going to see a kill on the Votary with Argyle. He's got Ice Fisher's Hamlet for the damage buff. Neato. So he's got +2 damage now. And a bit more HP after all that spellcasting Nevenancer has been doing. I feel like Nevenancer should have more Nora than he's thrown down. I guess he did do a Flux and a Harbinger last turn. Harbinger is 90 Nora. But Nolaks is hanging in there. He's backing off the font with his Silent Master. I guess that's fine. Like if he had Scrapper, again, like he could have maybe haggled a little bit longer for that font with the evasive and shit. But as it is, he kind of has to conserve what champions he does have and leave the font for now. So Grandmaster not actually making any attacks. I guess saving AP for no condo. You could have done a Forbidden Discipline attack as well for the Inhibited. Defiler Knight. Oh, he doesn't have his quest. Okay, so he already got his quest. But now, I mean, I think like Paralyze gets around no condo, so all it would really take is like a Soul Cage, or maybe another Bloodbind proc somehow with the Despoil. But he did have a relic. He had an Earthshaker lurking in his rune dock. He could have deployed that at bot earlier. Come on. He wanted. Okay, so he's got the counter attack going down, and that's a pretty big counter attack. I gotta say, 16 damage, strike and counter strike. But Bloodbinder Count taking the Votary's place, and he wants some of that Argussy. He doesn't want it. He backed off, and he's putting it. Why did he move up? He just wasted all his AP. Okay, but the Bloodbinder Count is confused. He doesn't know where he wants to go. But Harbinger versus Argyle is not a favorable matchup. I would have maybe started moving the Harb this way, rather than towards the Argyle. Just because, I mean, the more forces you have up here, the more chances you have to get around no condo. And, the Silent Master is moving this way as well, so eventually you're going to have to deal with him. And down here, I mean, you're just going to hit into paralytic feedback, and then what? Like, Harbinger down here doesn't do too much, in my opinion, but it is what it is. So now, I mean, you can do a 15er and then Silent Master's out of range. It would need a spell to get rid of this Defiler in the font. He's gonna do a Confuse. Oh, he's getting rid of Vaporize on upgrades. Okay, nice. So he gets this kill. with Silent Nokon Grandmaster. And then, I mean, the Earthshaker will go down on the following turn, because Master can get a hit here. Silent Master. Nokon Grandmaster. Man, there are so many Masters in this game, and Nevenancer is not one of them. He's down in Common League. And so is Nolaks is actually higher ranked. I think Nevenancer is... I'm almost positive that's an old name. I remember this name from way back in the day somehow. Maybe that was Revenancer. Ah, man, my knowledge of names is not as good as my knowledge of the game state, how it was. But this name definitely seems familiar. I think his name, he was on the forums maybe as one of the old forum mods, like the SOE forum mods from way back in the day. The octopus face. But Laos Magnite here for some heal, and he's getting a collective buff because he is the only Laos in play, or the first one deployed after the collective. So yeah, Argyle should be fine to just poke here. I mean, he's gonna get Chilling Discipline is actually pretty strong. Like for just a 2-turn active, it's 10 extra damage over time. And then on a champ like Argyle that already has 12 base, it's pretty nice for the dot. And the Ice Fisher's Hamlet is just going to sit here. I guess you could train Camo on the Argyle, because there is, snow in your shrine. But probably unnecessary. 4 Nora, 6 Nora. So 2 damage is worth 6 Nora, really. I feel like that's not correct. Like if I were to go to the calculator and look at that, I don't think 2 damage would be worth 6 Nora. But I guess it is on a relic when you can drop it on whoever you want at any time. So, hey, there's the Big Daddy. There's Magnus the Fallen. About damn time. So he's going to do... now, see, here and now I would expect like a Soul Cage into a Hammer Throw on that Argyle. That would do... I'm assuming it's the same. It's 36 damage total with Paralytic... He doesn't have Paralytic Strike, the Mad Lad. Okay, well, he took Adaptive? I think it's on that line. But man, he didn't actually take Strike in this split. That is wild. I couldn't imagine why he wouldn't do that. I guess he wants Death Pact, and yeah, it's one of these. I'm pretty sure it's on the Adaptive line, but man. Adaptive as an ability already pisses me off, and the fact that someone's taking Adaptive over fucking Paralytic Strike on Magnus is not making me happy. But Nolaks managing to secure his font again. I would probably... yeah, he can't really run up. I mean, there's no way Nevenancer contests with the Harb. I mean, that's just crazy talk. So keeping the Grandmaster there is fine. So he gets his fonts. 3 fonts to 2. You could manage to make a comeback here with that. He deploys the Swift Current in double attack range. I don't know about that. But I mean, if he does... Oh, he has Elusive. Oh, nice. I didn't check the upgrades. But yeah, so Elusive... should be a pretty decent counter. It can't be hammer throwed. Harb can't really hit anything, and I would expect that from this position you kind of just turtle and you bank on your really good engage potential with monks. Like you just deploy, you get Silent Master in there for Fury, and then Swift Current pulls everybody closer. We still haven't seen any Gale Forces yet, so there could potentially be a pick opportunity with one of those. But I mean, I wouldn't expect, like with Permafrost and Nora Pearls, like there's probably no way you run Gale. I think even if I were running the spell seals, I would be hard pressed to not run at least one Gale Force. It's just such a valuable spell. I think that's the problem with these spell seals, is that they're in factions where the spell set is just so good that you can't justify running the seal to over the spells. Like, especially Savage Tundra, like 3 HP? I mean, who gives a shit? Why would you run a 3 HP relic over, Gale Force or an Ice Storm or something? But you really would have to build a deck around them, and it's just not worth it in my opinion. So Inkblight Witch is going to be nice turtle champion here for Nevenancer. If this match does turn into a turtle fest, which it is looking like now, I don't know why. I guess Nevenancer is kind of hesitant because of the spell seals to go in like with a Soul Cage or something, or another stasis field. Just feeding Nolaks Nora for no reason. Probably not a good idea. But this might be a comeback game. We've got the Bodyguard on the Harb, so there's not really a way around that. I guess maybe if Argyle was magically transported here, then he could thrust the Harb out of Bodyguard range. But that is not going to happen. So Kong Monk Monkey. We got and Monkey is crazy. I'm just gonna say it. This guy is really really strong. Chilling Discipline again, +4 damage basically on your hit, and then he comes in. Nolaks took multi, but I think Empowered Offense is a little bit better just because you get the precision plus more damage on your hits. And he's just a 1v1 monster again with no condo. You know, I'd probably even run this in like Good Stuff ST. Because Mocking Blow is like the weirdest counterattack ability ever. I don't understand what they were thinking when they came up with this ability. It's like, you would never trigger this the way it's meant to be triggered. So basically what this ability does is, let's say you're being pummeled by, I don't know, a Deep Elf Monk, right? And if you're targeted by the pummel, and oh no, it misses because no condo. Now what Mocking Blow would do is counterattack with a pummel of Kong Monk's own. And that's the idea, basically. It counterattacks with the ability that's used. But the kicker is that nobody would ever fucking do that. Nobody is going to pummel your Kong Monk. They're just going to attack it with basic attacks, if anything. And then waste, you know, the procs that way. So it's completely garbage. It should just be removed and replaced with Counter-Strike in all cases. But... I mean, Kong Monk is still a good champion, just, you know, for the simple reason that it does a shit ton of damage and it's really annoying in a 1v1. So we'll see what Nevenancer has here. Nolaks kind of playing the Shrine Master game, but he does have no condo on like all his champions, so it's really annoying for Nevenancer to have to move in. I mean, if you can get a pick, like Soul Cage is probably worth it, or, you know, Stasis Field. Despoil would probably be acceptable, just because if you do get the picks, you can get the Nora Globes on everybody and then regain some of the advantage you lost due to Nora Pearls. But, okay, so Instill Panic. Instill Panicking the Kong Monk out of the font. Okay, I'm guessing he's thinking Paralytic Feedback will keep Magnus safe. But I mean, that does put HP and Nora into Nolaks' pocket, which I'm sure he's okay with. He does have the relic in the back to ensure the neutralization of that font. But I think like Death Pact here might end up going hard, because like he can Death Pact on Argal and just eat and, you know, chew through the feedback, just deal with it. Man, this Bloodbinder count really doesn't want to move anywhere near these guys. He's been walking back and forth in that font for forever now. But the Shroud, keeping everybody safe. And oh, there's the... Okay, so the Excavator takes out the relic in the back. And now, I mean, that'll sort of force Nolaks' hand. He's got to get in there, probably with the Monk. Monk can't make it because of the Tar. And, man, Pox Harbinger being bold. Oh, get in bodyguard range, man. You got to get in that 5. Okay, good. Need to keep safe. He hits the Shrine, just, I guess, out of spite, but I wouldn't expect Death Guard to live here, and maybe not even the Harb. I think that might actually be throwing away his Harb, because he's got Silent Master for the the attack chain reset. Now, if he plays this correctly, he could get the Harb kill, and can't contest this with a Relic, which is annoying. He needs to walk in here with Magnate on the first turn, and then I guess Monk can follow up. But it's still not quite over for Nolaks. If he manages to get these kills and then recontests that font, should be alright. Monkey going in for the big thwap. Gets immediately horrific aura'd by Magnus. So he'll be safe for this turn. See, how is this going to work? I think Bodyguard does not... Bodyguard is a loss of life, so Evasive won't do shit to it. He's probably thinking, man, do I have to go down there? Yeah, I have to go down to that font. Man, that's annoying. Magnate's Blessing on the Monk, though, is going to be nice for the Majestic. Keeping him safe from Magnus. No condo procs, but so after the Death Pact, he'll be like, I don't know, what, 29 HP? And ooh, the telekinetic thrust of the Bodyguard out of range. Ooh, Nevenancer. I don't think Nevenancer expected that one. So the Harb is definitely going down here. That'll be a nice fat Nora Globe for Nolaks as well. So thrust, pushing, and he pushes Death Guard into the lava too. Come on, do it. Kill that Harb. He needs to disengage and then hit with Fairy Master or Silent Master last. I'm gonna mess up those names like every single time I say them, aren't I? Count for me in the comments how many times I've messed up the Silent Master and Theron Master's names. Down goes the Harb, and yeah, you just get that globe there. Tasty, tasty globe. Rumbly in Grandmaster's tumbly. So he is in the font, and he's doing all right for himself. Like, Nolax is managing to hold back via the power of the monkey. The monks and the monkey. So Inkblight Witch cursing everybody. Man, if only there was a votary right now. But everybody's getting cursed, and Nevenancer, it seems like he's like losing his patience a little bit. He's like, man, I don't want to play against this Shrine Master shit. I'm just gonna Leroy Jenkins it up, throw all my guys in there. See, Punishing Aura would go hard over here, but contesting against the monkey is going to be pretty rough for these guys with the Majestic on there. Honestly, taking away Nevenancer's spell support, or at least putting a damper on it with the spell seals, is kind of pissing him off, I bet. Because in this situation, you would like Earthquake the monks to take away No Kondo, for example, but you kind of don't want to do that, because then even if you get a kill, you're giving them a bunch of Nora. Yeah, but this Paralyze is really going to hurt, and the Despoil ensures all the globes will go to Nevenancer afterwards. So Bloodbinder Count finally making up his mind. He's doing something at last. And the Stasis Field to follow up. That is a lot of Nora for Nolax, but I don't think it's going to matter. Like, he has no way to get rid of the Paralyze. Unless he maybe is surprise running Cleansing Storm. He doesn't have the Emerald, unfortunately, because Emerald was moved from Savage Tundra, and oh, there's a Defiling Spinal anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so never mind. Yeah, Nolax is kind of screwed now. All of his champions are going to lose their AP, so no Kondo. And Nevenancer is in a pretty good place. He was just waiting on the right combination of stuff to get down. And fair play to Nolax. He made a substantial effort to come back. It's still not quite over. Maybe Nevenancer will screw up and not get enough advantage out of that. Magnus is probably fine. He's 63 HP versus one monkey. One monkey and one tiger. We got the whole Chinese zodiac here. We got frogs, we got tigers, we got monkeys, we got ferrets. Ferrets were part of that, maybe, I think. Please don't kill me, Chinese people. My social credit score can't handle any more of this, any more cancellations. But yeah, Skeletal Excavator getting a little bop here by Magnate's not even scared. He's not moving away. And Kento deploys. Oh, did he deploy? Yeah, no, he didn't deploy on the Stasis Field. Okay, I was a little worried there that he walked right into that one. But oh man, if Kento only had Silent Contemplation up somehow. Oh, you could transfigure. Okay, so he's gonna do. He should do a transfigure and then a roar with not a roar, a momentum with his avatar to give Kento enough AP to get Sentinel up, because then you could get some counterattacks, which would maybe deter Nevenancer a little bit. But Rejuvenating Fountain here going to be mostly useless. It's a nice option for cleanse, but the Purified, of course, completely negated by Spinal, so it's really only useful for regen in this situation. Maybe it'll be the difference maker. Nolax's champions do have a lot of AP. And notably, Argal is not on the Stasis Field, so he's going to be fine for next turn. It's only these guys that are, and Deathguard running towards that font for the contest. Man, Nolax is still kind of in it, I gotta say. Nevenancer, now the thing with Nevenancer's position is that he should have more Nora going on, but he's been casting a lot of spells. So Nora Pearls kind of evens out that advantage, which is really why Nolax is, still able to deploy and shit. But with the Death Pact coming in, but unfortunately Excavator cannot charge over the tar, so he just has to walk in there. Punishing Aura going to do a bunch of damage, but I don't think it'll be enough to deal with Magnate. And I mean, at this point, like, Magnus is just dead. Like, the monkey is going to have his stick so far up Magnus's ass, he won't be praying for a while. But Bloodbinder Count going to do, I guess, a blood magic? Nevenancer's kind of running out of steam. Like, I mean, he has a double tap here, but he just can't get to Argol. And Argol is the dangerous. Like, Argol and Kento here are dangerous. I mean, the death card up top is kind of annoying, but I mean, it's 5 speed. It's going to take forever to deal with this relic. So, I mean, Nolaks could make some plays down here and then deal with death guard later. So he's definitely hanging in this game. One thing I will say for Nevenancer, though, is that the Forsaken Waste bonus kind of puts a clock on Nolaks, and there's another stasis field. Damn, so that's more Nora for Nolaks, but he does have a turn to move out of that because no Bloodbind is going down. I think he should be all right. Like he could momentum out of that stasis field, and then these guys will be okay. So there's Macadamize, more Nora and HP for Nolaks as champions. Man, that is one scary monkey. That is a 68 HP Kong monk there. And yeah, see, so these guys are unparalyzed, and I think you have to transfigure at this point. Like, deploy what you can, and then just transfigure, get as many champions on the board as you can, because Nevenancer has transfigured now as well, and his avatar is going to be coming up. He needs to get some action going down. More champions, the better. And your avatar, of course, has Majestic as ST, so you can like haggle with these guys for a bit. But you have to get some shit done before Bloodbind comes back. But double stasis field is rough. Like, this whole area is just paralyzed central, and of course the Bane blasts are always a threat. We've only actually seen one so far. I was kind of expecting one like here, maybe even a double Bane blast to clean these guys up. But ooh, a misshapen. Okay, so we got misshapen Boghopper coming in for the reinforcement pounce. Now, see, if he would have transfigured before that pounce, he could have had the kill on Magnus. But now he's got to waste a hit with Argol just to do that. He does get the kill. Fair enough. So Argol cleans that. You got to move off the stasis field, man. And then he's getting silent contemplation. He's in defiling range still. But see, again, like, if you transfigure, you hit the spinal so that everyone isn't screwed by the paralyze, because you have your statue. I think that would be the play. But I mean, he has the font back, kinda. Yeah, I definitely would like to see a transfigure here. Hey, there it is. Nolaks knows what's up. Hit the spinal. Come on, do it. Kill that fucking annoying curse relic. There you go. There you go. Okay, so he has the momentum for next turn, which you can use. I mean, I guess if like Nevenancer here needs to get rid of the Purified in this at this point. Maybe he has another excavator that he's gonna throw down. See, there's that crackling again. What the hell is that? Okay, so it wasn't Macadamize wearing off last time. What is going on? Is that stasis fields? Yeah, that is stasis field sound effect. Man, that sounds really. It sounds like someone crinkling bubble wrap almost. I think that's what it must be. It's like a crinkly noise. But man, look at all this. Look at all this fucking paralyzed. We got what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paralyzed champions. I think that's the most paralyzed I've ever seen on a screen at once. But I mean, I think for Nevenancer, this is like his make or break turn. I mean, he's got to have something here because he's actually outnumbered in champions, which is kind of why he had to transfigure. But I mean, he kind of has Nolaks on the back. He has his font contested up top. If it weren't for this top contest, I would actually say Nolaks has a pretty big advantage. Right now, it's only like it's about a slight advantage. Nolaks definitely can come back, but the thing about the Forsaken Waste half bonus is that it's kind of puts a clock, like I was saying earlier, because any kill you do will come back sooner, and in the grind game, versus half Forsaken Waste, you're kind of at a disadvantage. But Death Guard actually doesn't go for the relic. Does he have Bodyguard up? Is that what he's coming down here for? He's one short of the Witch. The Witch can move back because she's on rock. But even still, like, I would maybe prioritize grabbing top here rather than bodyguarding. Because, like, what are you gonna do? Like, even if you're bodyguarded, the Death Guard only has 30 HP. And Nolaks is going to cleanse all this. Oh no, he can't because of the Soul Reaver, which gives Defile to everybody. I mean, that is a real shame. I didn't actually see the. I guess he did that just for the defile AOE. But I mean, the avatar can't be paralyzed, of course. So I guess he's gonna do the bodyguard then on the witch. I would maybe still suggest, like, if everyone's paralyzed, you want to take out this relic and grab that top font, right? But I mean, here maybe Nora isn't Nevenancer's #1 priority. You could maybe think about like a roar and then run. Like, the avatar really has nowhere to run, so he kind of just has to fight and kill these guys. But luckily, the monkey and the magnate down here are not paralyzed, or are not defiled as of yet. But they unfortunately didn't move off the stasis field last turn. He used his AP, killing Magnus and all that. Yeah, so there's the roar. Does the roar, and there's nowhere to move. You could do a hit, I guess, on the excavator, but wouldn't really. I would maybe think about like moving behind your champions at this point. But wait, Argal. Wait a minute. What was that? What was that nonsense? Argal. Did Argal thrust while he was paralyzed? Excuse me? Argal can thrust while he's paralyzed? That doesn't make sense. Am I just reading this? Am I just completely mistaken here? He thrusted the witch back into his swift current and damaged it. Huh. Okay. I'm very confused. Why was he allowed to do that? That there is no way that's not a bug. I mean, come on. And I know telekinetic thrust can be used while you're, like, pacified, but paralyzed? You should obviously prevent that. But okay, I mean, Inkblight Witch is down to 9, I suppose. Yeah, I guess Kento, or maybe, yeah, no, was it Kento that did that? But she was paralyzed too. So I don't know. That was a weird situation. I'm trying to find in the combat log where it was. Maybe someone in the comments can figure that out, what happened there. But it was definitely a thrust, because they both took 15 damage from, like, the knockback, right? But I could have sworn they were both paralyzed, and you shouldn't be able to use this while you're paralyzed. Unless the Kento wasn't paralyzed. Maybe she was lucky and got, like, in between one of the stasis field spaces. But I feel like this whole area was covered. Maybe it was just like the animation was off center a little bit and making me think Kento was paralyzed when she wasn't. That's probably, yeah. I think that makes the most sense. It was just me being a dumb. But Inkblight Witch again down to 9, and Nevenancer, I don't really see a good way out for him. He's got the bodyguard, or he should have the bodyguard at least. Like, he's making a run for the avatar, which is really his only option at this point, because he spams so many spells that all of Nolaks' champions are on, like, they're still fine. They're like 60 HP base, right? Because they're Savage Tundra, and then all the spell spamming it with the obelisk. See, he should have stayed up top to deal with that obelisk. Death Guard down here isn't really doing too much. But now, I mean, Nolaks has all of his champions still alive. He's got enough AP to deal with that Inkblight. And then, I mean, Nevenancer doesn't really have any backup. Like, he just has Zavatar. And there's another spell, Hammer Strike on the Master. Okay, I mean, they have regen, so you're giving them 3 max HP and 4 regen just to keep them CC'd for a turn. Interesting. Instead of deploying when you have 3 fonts and you're completely outnumbered on champions. He should have more reinforcements than, you know, with the Forsaken Waste bonus. Maybe he's just not running a lot of champions. Maybe he's, like, running all spells. Like, his deck is, like, you know, 12 spells. And he just got an unlucky matchup versus double spell seal. But yeah, once these guys die, I mean, it's kind of over for Nevenancer if he can't make any progress on that avatar. I was kind of expecting, like, maybe a Reaper's Blade. Maybe that's what he was banking on. Or, like, I don't know, maybe he has a stealthed Soul Strike champion somewhere. But he's kind of just playing on for... because he refuses to admit that he's lost this game. But yeah, down goes the Inkblight. And with that, the Soul Reaver is no more. So Defiled is not a concern. And these guys are still paralyzed, but it's not going to matter because they're just regenning, and you know, they're sitting there on more than enough HP to make a difference. Nolaks has played this pretty well, managing to hang on versus the you know, having the font deficit. Mostly due to Nevenancer just feeding him Nora through pearls. But the Avatar gets the kill on the Excavator, and now it's just Count versus the world. That Count that was so indecisive earlier has now found himself in the midst of death. Death that was never more certain in his long life. And the Death Guard didn't actually bodyguard anything. Why was that? Is it still on cooldown, I guess? But he's running in there to try and, I guess, deal with these relics, which Nevenancer is finding infinitely more annoying. But I guess, yeah, Iron Fist does not have a good way of dealing with, like, mass relics like that. They have Holy Light, which I wish would get a little bit of a buff. 45 Nora just seems like a lot for the effect that it gives, especially since the ST Dragon statue thing is like 40 Nora, and you get, like, a free bolt out of it. But Forsaken Waste, I guess they have Disintegrate and maybe Double Desecration if you're feeling feeling ballsy. But Death Guard on his own, I mean, he's gonna get a hit, and yeah, Nolaks just popping out Chilling Scale. That Nora Pearls has really proved his worth this game. Yeah, Chilling Scale here from Nolaks, and this is pretty much over. I gotta say, Nevenancer's gonna lose both of his champions here. And unless he's sitting on like 300 Nora ready to deploy reinforcements, I don't see a good way out of this for him. Because Nolaks has all the advantage he could ever want. He can just kill these guys and make a run for Nevenancer's Avatar, which has arrived much too late to the fight to be of use. We got another... No, that's the same Misshapen Boghopper. Misshapen Boghopper is actually cracked. This champion, especially in FFUD, has 13 base damage. Like, look at that. This guy hits harder than fucking Greater Pitspawn for whatever reason. Mostly because Greater Pitspawn is dog water. But, oh, Gravity... Okay, Gravity Flux. Where's the Stealth Geomancer? Where is he at? Where's the... Oh, God. Double Maddening Echoes this. Oh, this is such a good AoE. Please, double echoes. Okay, no, he's gonna do Earthshaker. Much less satisfying. I guess the Flux, he might try and get the Argol, but he pushed him out of Bloodbinder Count's range. Farron Master eating a knockback, and yeah, Count just doing a nice little blood magic, I guess. He actually heals for quite a bit off of that. He's gonna heal to full just because everyone here has been bloodied once already. But, I mean, Nolaks doesn't give a shit. All his champions are so beefed up by Permafrost that it's not going to matter. Has he used Momentum yet? I haven't been watching for that. But he does have Momentum available. Should he need it. And, I mean, at this point, you just kill Samir. You just kill Samir, like, straight up, right? Like, look at all this AP that he has to work with. If Nolaks doesn't kill Samir this turn, I would be very shocked, because he doesn't have his shield up. And, okay, he's contesting with Scale. These guys are finally unparalyzed. He probably has Momentum. And then, yeah, you just get the reset with Silent Master and you're golden, right? But then Kento, you know, can Silent Contemplation, get some range. Yeah, he probably gets the kill here on Samir. So, man, this was a roller coaster and a half. I'm glad I got this game as my first game back into commentating after, like, a week. But what was that? Oh yeah, that was Silent Contemplation, the effect. It still makes Kento glow purple for whatever reason, because this ability used to give a lot more than it does now, and it used to give Psychic Ping, so I think that's where the purple glow comes from. But there's the relic that Excavator dealt with earlier, the Halberd for +1 damage on everybody. And Samir, see, Nolaks knows. Nolaks has his eyes on Samir, and there's the mobility, or the momentum. He should have disengaged with Argol first, but, you know, he has the kill without it. 52. Yo, yeah, this is totally kill. We're gonna see some dwarf ass explode. Sorry for that visual, but that's totally what's gonna happen here. Silent Master, up to 15 damage. Bloodbinder Count can do nothing except watch in agony as his shrine gets destroyed. But yeah, well played. Well played to both. And I guess... Come on, kill it. Kill it. Yes. 16 damage. There you go. Nokon Grandmaster finishing it off. So yeah, well played to both. And we will see everyone in the next one.